Do you have any insight or ideas as to what about the Broncos specifically moving on from Seattle made it such a great spot for him to begin the second part of his career in the NFL?
Yeah, I think, you always want to, we always said, right, even when I was there, they're a quarterback away. And I really do think you can say that for a lot of teams. Like you look at the Colts and things like that, they have a great roster, and a couple other teams, but like Tampa Bay and the Rams, right? We're seeing this trend of one quarterback away teams. Do I think they're as talented as the Rams were when they made that trade? No, probably not. Let's be honest with ourselves. But maybe Tampa Bay Buccaneers style a little bit. Yeah. So I think, I think the GM position is so important. And it has shown that George Paton is a boss and he knows what he's doing and he knows what he wants to do to get those guys in the positions where he wants. That's why when we're going to talk about Baron Browning, I'm like looking back at that draft class and I'm like, holy hell, like he did, like that happened. That was a great draft class and things like that. So I think, it was a divorce with the Seahawks. I think it's just as much as Seattle didn't want him there, which is so hard for fans to hear, but you kind of realize, hey, they weren't going to pay him. And you go over to the Broncos and, he's probably going to get paid there, sooner rather than later. And it was kind of just like, it was a divorce for the Seahawks. They never really utilized him like Russell wanted, right? Russell was the franchise quarterback. Did they utilize him as a franchise quarterback? Not really. No. I mean, not at all. I mean, things changed when in 2017, like Russ threw, league high 34 touchdown passes, but they missed the playoffs. And then Lynch is gone, Chancellor, Averill, everything is changing. And instead, Pete Carroll just said, he replaced the offensive coordinator, Bevel, at the time with Schottenheimer. And then as part of that move, for whatever reason, still had to, they wanted to reestablish that run first identity. And that's just not Russ, right? And you guys know that. That's just not Russ. And I think what's going to be exciting and why Russ took this opportunity too is everyone's starting over, right? Hackett, new coaches and stuff. Not to say, I can't even say that even if the old coaching staff was in place, he would have said no. I think it would have been a little bit harder to get him there, but he just wanted to change the scenery, right? And so you have brand new everything, and that's an opportunity for him. And Russell is a diva, and no one can say against that. You cannot, it's a good thing. It's okay. Yeah. We know it. You have to be a diva to be in that quarterback position. Sure. They're all like that. He's a diva. We love him for it and things like that. But there's going to be a time where they're putting together that offense, and he's going to push back. And I think he's excited about that, though, because he probably didn't get the opportunity like that when he did in Seattle, right? You saw it, and, they did that run first identity, and it was a little bit like, what's going on. But that Shanahan offense could allow him to move well. And you could see, I'm just so excited. I'm going to keep talking about Russ, but you can see him go back to his roots, right? I just want to see vintage Russ. I want to see him get him running around and stuff like that, because he wanted to get into that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, statuesque in the pocket kind of guy. And I think he just needs to get back to who he was as a quarterback. And I think he saw the best opportunity doing that in Denver with all the weapons, all the new coaches, everything like that. So I think that had to have been the biggest part.